Hi, I'm Dennis Hansen. This is my Triumph Speed 4. So what I'm working on today is getting hard soldering a wire between the stator and the rectifier. So to do that, I cut 3 pieces of 36-inch long number 12 wire, and when you do this you want to make sure you're not using the aluminum, like copper clad, that's aluminum wire, because that will not hold up. You want to make sure it's copper wire. The wire I'm using here is the tinted copper wire. It's supposed to be a little easier for soldering. So I'm going to go through the steps of soldering real quick, and then we'll see how it goes. Alright, so I found it makes it a little bit easier if you make a little stand for the wires, and it's pretty easy to do. And what I'm going to do, they call it it's a Western Union solder joint. So I'm going to make sure you have these stripped about the same amount. And I'm going to use this wire, and I'm going to crisscross them about halfway the length, and then you're going to just twist them into each other. Now this mechanical little connection is not going to be that strong, so what you need to do, of course, is solder it, and it's not hard to do. Okay, so I've done my Western Union type soldering connection. Put some paste on here, Flux paste. And like solder, you want to heat it from the bottom so that it draws it through. I like to make sure I got a good mechanical connection, a good twist on it, and that way I can be sure that when it's soldered it's really solid. It's not going to come apart even if it gets hot, and it's not going to get that hot that it's going to burn the solder. I think something else would fail first. As you can see, solder's getting pulled through. I'm just heating it from the bottom and it's going in the top. And this is flux core resin or solder. Next step, I got a couple pieces of heat shrink. I'm going to cover these guys in heat shrink. I got a smaller piece on there and a bigger piece, kind of where the bulge is. Alright, so I've got my heat shrink on all my connections. Pretty happy with that. And I've got my wire protector loam. And what I'm going to do, this would probably fit right over that one too. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make it, I'm not even going to cut it yet, because I know I've got to tie into this. And I won't know exactly how long that needs to be until I get that soldered up and routed. Alright, so I've got my connection at the stator, wires from the stator to the wires that I'm splicing in. It's all heat shrunk in. I've got the loam on it. It's been routed right through here, come around here. All the fuel things are clear of that. Just zip tied it loosely to there, brought it underneath here and around the front of the battery. So this would be my last step. Alright, so soldered the wires, put the heat shrink over them. Now I'm going to enclose them in the loom and we'll see how that goes. Alright, so the wires are tucked away nice and neat. Shouldn't interfere, shouldn't have any problems with it. Alright, so what I'm going to do tonight is charge my battery. This battery is a few years old. It's not in bad shape, but it's not new by any means. So we'll charge it up overnight and put the bike back together, some of it, put the gas tank back on, put some gas in it, and fire it up and see how it goes. Thanks for watching.